Thank you, Supervisors. Randy Shaw, Director of the Tenderloin Housing Clinic. You know, I've been asked by people, why are you so passionate about this legislation? Why do you think it's so vital? And the reason is, you know, I came to the Tenderloin in 1980, began working full-time for the Tenderloin Housing Clinic as the first employee in 1982. When I got there, there was no heat in residential hotels. I brought a Chronicle reporter around, ended up in the nationwide press headlines. I wrote new heat and hot water laws. It used to be if you were a tenant in the Tenderloin, you didn't pay the rent, the landlord didn't bother with eviction procedures. He just literally either locked your door and called the police and had you arrested, or threw you down a flight of stairs and you were gone. So we did a big protest at the police station to change those policies. You don't see lockouts in the Tenderloin anymore. We then stopped the Hotline Hotel program, which had taken all of the SRO rooms in the Tenderloin and turned them into transient facilities instead of the permanent housing they historically were. And then when we elected Art Agnos mayor, he signed legislation on May 12th, it took effect May 12th, 1990, that protected all of our residential hotels. I rewrote the entire ordinance and made it enforceable. 85, we also passed the rezoning of the Tenderloin to stop commercial development, stop all tourist development, stop buildings over 8 stories. So in 1990, I was asked by a committee that was put out in a document called Tenderloin 2000 whether I was concerned about gentrification and the future of the neighborhood. And I said in 1990, and it's in the document, gentrification, we stopped gentrification. Our problem is we can't get any investment. We are a neighborhood starved for investment. And this was 1990. We then had the dot-com boom, the biggest economic explosion the city's ever had, but it bypassed mid-market in the Tenderloin. We then had the housing bubble, which turned Fresno and Stockton into booming areas, but did not do so for the uptown Tenderloin or mid-market. So when people say to me, why is this so important? Because we cannot compete on a level playing field. Hasn't history shown that? The history, if you study the history of mid-market and the Tenderloin, they are combined, they are joined. The people coming to the theaters on Mid-Market Street patronize the restaurants in the Tenderloin. So I urge you to support this legislation.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.